for having me. What it is that my company does, I function as a mobile natural history museum. My background is in paleobiology. I'm an academically trained paleontologist. I study fossil animals, extinct life, dinosaurs. And I've also been keeping and working with reptiles for over 20 years, so animals have been my great passion.
Yeah.
And I love working with children. And I notice these days kids are very much sort of detached from science. We're all playing our Xboxes or messing on our iPads, and we're removed from nature. And also, a lot of what not just kids, but people know about, say, extinct animals, you pull from, say, Jurassic Park or the movies. That's not necessarily accurate. My goal is to bring the museum to you. If you look at all the things I have arrayed on the table, I've got a variety of animal artifacts, fossils, skulls, teeth, taxidermy. It is all meant for you to feel nature, what it's like in the flesh. It's one thing to watch a documentary on sharks, like, oh, a hammerhead shark can bite this hard, eats this. It's another thing for me to hand you this hammerhead shark skull, where you can see how the teeth are shaped, you can feel it and really gain an understanding for the way this animal works in real life. Yeah, you know, I go around, I go to schools, I can do school presentations, I go to birthday parties, and like I say, I'm better than a museum, because you go to the museum, you just look at these.
Yeah, you can't touch them.
I let you touch them.
Yeah.
And something also that I don't have here, unfortunately, because of the hotel rules, I do bring live animals with me on my talks. My company's name is Rock and Roll Reptiles. My company mascot is actually a tegu lizard named Kodo. I wish very much he could be here. You guys would probably love him. But I do the live animal presentations as well.
Now, can you tell us a little bit about this animal right here? Because I saw he has a ginormous bone in his mouth.
This is the giant short-faced bear, or as we know in the scientific circles, Arctodus simus. This was an animal we actually had here in Southern California about 10,000 years ago during the last ice age. This would have been a truly terrifying bear that would have made today's grizzlies look like Winnie the Pooh. On all fours, this bear would have been 6 feet tall at the shoulders, which is about my height. This bear would have weighed over a ton. Unlike modern bears, which are omnivores, you know, they eat little bits of everything, we can tell from the chemical signatures of this guy's bones, he was a strict carnivore. And we find his tooth marks in the bones of everything. Horses, camels, bison, mammoths. And his legs were very long with forward-facing feet, unlike modern bears which have short legs, they're pigeon-toed. This guy was better adapted for running. Scientists think this animal could run 45 miles an hour. That's faster than a thoroughbred racehorse. So imagine...
Terrifying.
Yeah, basically imagine a giant bear on stilts running at warp speed.
Wouldn't run into that.
No, because it would probably run you down in each.
So if you saw this bear, you'd probably... You can't outrun this.
There's no way.
So you just have to face death, pretty much.
Yeah. You basically would just want to maybe climb a tree and get at least 20 feet up the tree.
Tell the difference between a copy of the bone and a true bone?
There are some ways to tell. A lot of times, sometimes the weight, for example, if this were a real bear skull, this would weigh a lot and I wouldn't be able to pick it up and do this, you know. You can tell from how. Real bone, sometimes you pick it up, it will shed off dust, little bits and pieces. But also, if you look at a bone, say like this is a piece of dinosaur bone. The way you can tell this is a real bone and not, say, a regular rock or replica, all these little holes here, these are where the blood vessels would go in. So you can actually, if you look, you can see what would have been tissue layers in real life. Now also some of the replicas, you see funky colors, or they're a lot nicer looking, and particularly with skulls, a lot of times you go to the museum, you say you see a bear skull, they're not all the pieces are from the same animal. As you guys know, a skull is made up of a bunch of little bones fused together. They find an individual bone at this side, individual bone at that side, and then they just glue them all together, so it's like a hodgepodge puzzle animal. A lot of times these skulls are all based off one individual unit. So they're much smoother looking and all the jaws fit nice, because a lot of times you go into a museum and say the bear looks like this because the lower jaw is from bear A and the top is from bear B.
So I have a question. I saw this woolly mammoth fur right here. Is that real?
That is real.
Real.
Woolly mammoths are very commonly found preserved in the ice in Siberia. As a matter of fact, they're so well preserved you can even eat the meat. Scientists have tried mammoth meat, and they've been able to get the DNA from mammoths. We've sequenced their genomes. Scientists are actually currently in the process of trying to clone these animals.
So this mammoth right here could have possibly traveled with Sid the Sloth.
He could have. He might have been hanging out with Diego. Who really knows?
I don't know. Well, thank you so much,
thank you
Grayson.
so much.
You know,
It was
thank
a
you.
pleasure.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys later.
Yes, indeed. You can go check out my website at www.rocknrollreptiles.net. That's ROCKNROLLREPTILES.net.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
That
guys.
was definitely amazing.